Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we talk about one of the most pressing issues of this century, climate change. It refers to the long-term changes in Earth's climatic conditions that are caused by human activities like burning fossil fuels, cutting down trees, and industrial processes. These activities release large amounts of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Greenhouse effect is a natural process that helps regulate our planet's temperature. When sunlight enters the Earth's atmosphere, some of it is absorbed by Earth's surface and the remaining is deflected back into the atmosphere as heat. The greenhouse gases present in the atmosphere trap a percentage of that heat, allowing the Earth to maintain a temperature that supports life. However, when we increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the amount of heat that it traps also increases, thereby increasing the overall surface temperature of Earth. This is called global warming. The average global temperature of the Earth has been increasing over the last 50 years, and this is due to the intensification of greenhouse effect. According to NASA, the global temperature has increased by about 0.2 degrees Celsius every decade. The effects of climate change are already being felt by you and I and many others across the world, and this is expected to become more intense in the coming years. Just recently, we witnessed some extreme weather conditions that are a direct result of climate change. In Gujarat, we saw tar roads being melted due to extreme heat. And last year, we saw several European countries have a record temperature and also heat waves. Let us talk about some of the harmful effects that climate change has on our planet. You've probably heard about the ocean currents. Ocean currents are like the conveyor belts in the ocean, carrying warm water from the equatorial region to the poles and circulating cold water back from the poles to the equator, operating like a large engine for global climate. This phenomenon determines our weather, our climate, and much more. With the increase in surface temperature, the ice caps and glaciers that are frozen in the poles for centuries have started to melt. As the ice caps melt, they release abundant amounts of fresh water into the ocean, which can affect the ocean's temperature, salinity, and circulation patterns. The melting ice caps have resulted in a rise in sea levels. The ocean has started to consume parts of the coastal areas of the world. These changes in water profile has also had cascading effects on marine ecosystem. One of the most significant impacts of melting ice caps on aquatic life is the loss of habitat for marine mammals such as polar bears, seals, and walruses. These animals depend on the ice for hunting, breeding, and resting. And the loss of ice cover has forced them to migrate to newer areas or compete with other animals for limited resources. Also, the polar bear are now classified as a threatened species because of the same reason. The intensification of greenhouse effect has also led to ocean acidification, as the oceans absorb more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This increased carbon dioxide reduces the pH levels of ocean waters, which can impact the ability of marine organisms such as corals to build their shells and skeletons. Coral reefs, which are home to a diverse array of marine species, are particularly vulnerable to ocean acidification. The decreased ability of coral to build their skeleton can lead to coral bleaching, which occurs when the coral expel the algae that live inside them, causing them to turn white and ultimately die. There is also a feedback loop in the process of greenhouse gases. Where permafrost in the Arctic region starts to melt, it also releases huge amounts of methane gas into the atmosphere that it has trapped underneath for several years. And more methane means more heat trap. And this vicious circle is infinite until all the methane trapped under the ice for hundreds of years is released, which gradually keeps increasing the surface temperature of Earth through greenhouse effect. Changes in temperature and precipitation patterns affect the availability of fresh water. For instance, in California, the drought of 2021 led to a reduction in water availability, which affected agriculture and other industries. In India, changes in monsoon patterns have led to water shortages in many parts of the country, leading to severe drought conditions in the recent years. Even in Europe, there were heat waves that caused devastating fatalities, with many European countries facing drought, wildfires, and crop failures. Experts suggest that it might not be the end of the world, but with every changing season, it makes it that much more unbearable for life to be sustained. And that is hell on earth. While the damage is done and its effects are showing, it is reversible, and it needs all of us to come together in an effort to make it worth living here. After all, this is the only home we have. One of the most effective ways to reverse global warming is to transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower. The transition would reduce the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere and help slow down the rate of global warming. Renewable energy sources are also becoming more affordable and accessible, making it easier for individuals and businesses to adopt them. We also need to encourage planting more trees. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen, making them an effective way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Planting trees in deforested areas or in urban areas can also provide additional benefits such as improving air quality and providing shade and habitat for wildlife. Agriculture is also responsible for a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions, particularly from livestock farming and fertilizer use. Sustainable agricultural practices such as crop rotation, organic farming, and using regenerative farming techniques can reduce emissions while also improving soil and biodiversity. Effective action to reverse global warming requires political will, financial resources, and cooperation at national and international levels. And India has made major strides in the right direction. India has set a target of achieving 450 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2030, which includes 280 gigawatts of solar power, 140 gigawatts of wind power, and 10 gigawatts of biomass power. The government has also launched several initiatives to promote the use of clean energy, such as the National Solar Mission, which aims to generate 100 gigawatts of solar power. India has taken several steps to increase forest and land cover to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The country has set targets to creating an additional carbon sink of up to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent through additional forest and tree cover by 2030. India's efforts to increase its forest cover has also been recognized by the United Nations. The government has also launched tax benefits to increase adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in the country. The scheme also offers incentives for purchase of electric vehicles and aims to support the development of changing infrastructure. While all of these are efforts for a better tomorrow, it cannot be materialized unless we all come together. With that, I request all of us to come together in this effort. Thank you for watching, and if you like this content, please hit the like button and do subscribe for more insightful content like this.